Today's topic of DPL, Deep Parenting League, the today topic is parenting with a pause. We have heard so much about mindfulness also. We have talked about parenting, different kinds of parenting. But what is the meaning of parenting with a pause? And first of all, what is a pause? That is what we have to understand. Slowly, when we are taking a path of parenting, sometimes it is wanting, sometimes it is unwanted, but we become parents and then we have a bundle of joy at our home and they start to grow up. Every phase of their life is very precious. But how do we get involved without getting overwhelmed? Because every phase of the life of the children is different. So if we are a very kind of a reactive parent, then everything goes into mess. So let us look at an example. There is a scene in the morning, children have to go to school and they are not finding their bag, they are not finding the socks, pencil box. And what are you doing? You started to scream. मैंने बोला था आपने क्यों नहीं रखा? I had told you last night to pack it all, but you have not kept it. And then the whole scene in the house becomes a very chaotic scene. And the child is crying and you are yelling and they go school in a very bad mood. And later you regret. Oh my God, why did I do this? ऐसा नहीं बोलना चाहिए था सुबह सुबह बच्चों को. So this is what we do when we are not mindful of our ways, when we are dealing with our children. So let us now start to understand that what is this all about, right? I'll be sharing my screen now to help you understand more on this. So the whole topic is about the parenting with a pause. I will start with a small story. This is a story of a little seed. So what does a little seed think? The little seed, when it is inside, it is thinking that I should just grow out and become big. And it thinks it will take very little time that I will grow and come out. But then he finds a very nice and very wise gardener who gives them an advice and suggests that, look, you have to take a pause. Slowly, you will be able to nurture yourself. And with all the minerals, the sunlight, the rain, the water, the mud, everything will slowly help you to grow into a full-fledged tree. So that is how the seed starts to grow and becomes a full-fledged tree. So he understands that it is not in a day that I will be able to grow up in a tree. So that is what parents, it is all about. Parenting with a pause is that we have to understand that every child has his own journey. We cannot be telling the child to behave in a way which is not appropriate to the age of the child. So we have to take a pause. So pause does not mean that we will just stop and we will just let the plant grow as it is. That doesn't happen. A good gardener will not just let the plant grow wayward. No, the beautification of the plant is helped by the gardener. So similarly, parents are the gardener of the garden of life where we have children as small plants. So that is how we will take it forward from here to understand further. So understanding the concept of a pause in parenting, that what is it all about, right? So first is that we slow down. So slowing down doesn't mean that you are slowing down in your parenting in a way. It doesn't mean that you do things in a very like a very lethargic or very small, very slow way. No, it is not like that. Nothing of that sort. Slowing down is that a pause in a parent involves intentionally slowing down the pace of interactions and reactions with children. It means to take a pause rather than reacting impulsively or out of habit. You're used to just repeat immediately, you have to react. No, don't do that. Just take a pause. That is what the concept of pause in parenting means, that you just take a small pause. It doesn't mean that you are in habit of just snubbing your child. Ye kyun nahi kiya aapne? And that is how every time you're doing, because it has become habituated to you. Please don't do like that. Then we come to the next point, which is about the mental awareness. So what is mindful awareness? Mindful awareness is all about that you have to cultivate mindful awareness of their thoughts, emotions, their physical sensations in the present moment. Important is this moment. कल आपने ऐसा किया था तो इसलिए आप आज भी ऐसा करोगे? नहीं, ऐसा नहीं हो सकता. Tomorrow, what they are going to do, what they have done yesterday is different from what they're doing today. It is not same at all. So it is important to understand their emotion in the present moment. So what happens? It allows them to observe their internal state and respond to their children from a place of calm and clarity. So because if you are not having that past baggage कि कल तो मेरे बेटे ने या बेटी ने ऐसा कहा था तो मैं आज उसको समझ रही हूँ कि आज भी वैसी होने वाला है, तो आपको समझ में आएगा कि आपके अंदर बहुत हलचल है. You are anxious, you have stress. But if you are understanding in the present moment, then there is no stress. You are coming from a place of calm and clarity. So that is the second point. Next point is breaking automatic patterns, which we just spoke of also, that we are not coming out of habit. It is not that we are coming out of habituated habits which you already have. We are taking a pause from the automatic patterns of behavior and reactions that may not align to my desires. मैं चाहती हूँ कि मैं बच्चों को बहुत प्यार करूँ, उनको बहुत अच्छे से रखूँ. That is my desire. That is my value also, that I should respect my child. But then because that automatic pattern comes in and I start to react in a very different way. So that creates a very bad reaction, very bad memories for the children later on in their life. It creates this taking a break creates an opportunity for the parents to respond intentionally rather than impulsively. So that is more important to understand. You take an intention. You are more aware of what you are going to say. You are very, very aware of what you're going to say in that present moment. It is nothing to do with yesterday. It has nothing to do with tomorrow. That is the best funda for mindfulness, to be aware and taking a pause. And the next point is about reflection and regulation. How do I regulate my thought process here? How do I regulate my anger? How do I regulate my emotions? A pause allows parents to reflect on the situation which is at hand. So you are thinking, what are the pros and cons of this situation? So if my child has not shown me the report card today, what is that he is hiding or she is hiding? Every time the child used to show me the report card, but today the teacher sent a note that the child has not shown the report card to you. And you get angry. क्यों नहीं दिखाया? क्या हुआ? नंबर कम आए थे आपके? What happened? But no, you have to self-reflect. What would have been the reason of this behavior of my child? So it helps choosing a response that is more in line with my long-term parenting goals. What are my long-term parenting goals? That I want my child to be confident. And now I'm doing all this. So the child will absolutely lose the self-esteem, right? So I'm just looking at any comments if they are there, any question if there is there. I'm just looking on that. Okay. Yes, every child is unique. Somebody is written there. Thank you so much for that. Please write in. If you have any questions, you can write down. We will take the question in the end. Thank you so much for that. And the next is connection. How am I going to make a connection with my child? And what Do I have that kind of an empathy for my child or not? So it is very important to have that deep down connection with my child. We take a pause for making that connection, because we are able to understand the needs, the core needs of the child. And we, every child, even at home also, अगर आपके दो बच्चे भी हैं, आप उनकी मम्मी सेम खाना खिला रहे हैं, उनको सब कुछ कर रहे हैं, बट दे विल हैव देयर ओन चॉइसेस, और उनका एक्सपीरियंस भी आपके खाने के साथ, आपके प्यार के साथ, हर चीज के साथ अलग होगा, because they are different. Everybody is unique. So your child needs your attention according to their experiences. So because of this, we are able to empathize with them. We are able to understand. We walk into their shoes. Empathy means I'm able to walk into their shoes to understand what they are feeling and what they are experiencing. So that becomes very, very important. And because of this empathy, we are able to bring out a very strong relationship with the child. The bond which we want with the child to grow starts to grow because we are very empathetic to our children. Yeah, so this is a very, very important point to understand here. Now that we have understood that what is actually the meaning of pause in parenting, let us bring out the benefits of incorporating pauses in daily routines so every day. How do you do this every day? आपको लगेगा कि रोज कहाँ से पॉज लाऊं, टाइम वेस्ट होता है ना, इतना सब कुछ कर रहे हैं आप, आपको ऑफिस जाना है, हस्बैंड को ऑफिस जाना है, बच्चों को स्कूल जाना है, घर का पूरा काम देखना है आपको, तो वेयर इज द टाइम टू टेक अ पॉज? Taking a pause is a very waste of time. That is what we think sometimes, right? So Preeti is asking automatic patterns. You will take the question if you want, right? Automatic patterns here again, because I always feel that I am an angry person, so that becomes my automatic response, right, Preeti? So that is what we are able to talk about, that it is an automatic pattern. Yeah. So now we are talking about the benefits of incorporating the pauses. So benefits will be emotional regulation. That is the most important point, because emotions take over us. We know that we have to be an emotional being. We cannot be a thinking being. No, when we have to create a bond with a child, we cannot be only a thinking being, but we have to be an emotional being. But emotional being does not mean that your emotions are out of control, right? You're loving and you're loving and you're loving, और बच्चे बिगड़ जा रहे हैं आपके, आप ज्यादा डांट रहे हैं तो भी बच्चे बिगड़ जा रहे हैं, आप ज्यादा गुस्सा कर रहे हैं, डांट रहे हैं, तो they will not listen to you. For a few years, it is okay when they are small, but as they grow up, they will not listen to you. और अगर आप ज्यादा प्यार कर रहे हैं तो भी नहीं होगा, ज्यादा स्ट्रिक्ट रह रहे हैं, रूल्स रेगुलेशन ऐसे ही होना चाहिए, यही टाइम पे ये होना चाहिए, तो भी नहीं होगा. So emotional regulation is very, very important. So that is what we understand here, that how do we pauses will provide this kind of an emotional regulations. They give an opportunity to the parents to regulate their emotions and then respond to their children in a place from very peacefully. This is what helps to create a more stable and nurturing environment for children. So it is very important that we are able to have this emotional control, because what you are doing, you are going to lead by example for the children also. Yes. Yes, Chetali, how to explain importance of discipline? We will take this in the last, the questions we will take in the last. Thank you for asking that. So the next point which is going to come is that this mindful responses. Why do we take a pause? The benefit of taking a pause, that we are able to give mindful responses, because pausing allows the parents to respond mindfully rather than reacting automatically. So that is the automatic behavior pattern that cuts down. So that is the benefit itself, that you are not responding automatically, but very mindfully. Mindfully is not using, I'm only using my mind and not using my heart. No, it is not that. We have a mind, three places. Mind is here in the brain. We have mind in the heart, and we also have mind in our gut. So When we are talking about mindful responses, then we are able to give response to our children from our heart or from your gut feeling, whatever it is happening, in a very nice and appropriate way. It gives parents a chance to consider the whole situation. You take a bigger picture of the situation. You're not seeing everything just on the face value, but you are taking a bigger picture. You are empathizing with the child. Suddenly the child comes home, throws the bag here, and आपको गुस्सा आ गया, ये क्या तरीका है, घर आए नहीं कि तमाशा शुरू हो गया. But no, understand what is the reason for the child to come home and just throw the bag here and there, right? So it is important to understand this, that where is this child coming from, what is the baggage the child is bringing from school. वहां पे किसी से लड़ाई हुई है, टीचर ने कुछ बोल दिया है, what happened to my child that he's behaving or she's behaving like this. So that is when you will be having a kind of a pause, and then you will give a mindful response, right? The third benefit of this is that we are able to have enhanced communication. So most important thing about parenting is communication. And Sandhya had already taken a very nice DPL session on communication with parents also. So you can go back and check again on that as also. So how our communication is enhanced. Pausing helps us to able to give that kind of a small pause before you start to speak something. Same scenario again, no? When your child is angry, आप क्या बोलेंगे, क्या तरीका ये हमारे से, आजकल तुम बहुत अलग तरीके हो जा रहे हो, you are not respecting your parents now. Or you take a pause and say, what is troubling you? So how you are able to just change your tone of your voice, that voice modulation is important. If you are not able to bring out that with your children, then the whole atmosphere of the house is wrong, and you will not be able to create a bond with your child. The pause which we are taking is only helping us to strengthen the bond. And it also helps, very importantly, it encourages the child to communicate back. Otherwise, we just close the doors. आपने गुस्सा कर दिया, बच्चे ने मुंह बना के अपने कमरे में चला गया, कमरा बंद कर दिया, खत्म. You will never know what actually happened. But if you are able to bring about that kind of a communication, which is very empathetic, very kind, the child will respond to you. And they will never hide anything from you. इसीलिए बच्चे आपसे छिपाते हैं बातें, क्योंकि उनको लगता है हम बताएंगे तो मम्मी को गुस्सा आ जाएगा, डैडी को गुस्सा आ जाएगा. तो इससे अच्छा कि उनको बताओ ही मत. तो इसीलिए इम्पोर्टेंट है कि आपका जो रिएक्शन है वो रिएक्शन नहीं होके एक माइंडफुल रिस्पॉन्स हो, right? So this is very, very important that you are able to bring next is about conflict resolution. So very important to have a conflict resolution, क्योंकि कभी कभी तो गड़बड़ हो ही जाती है घरों में, कुछ ना कुछ बात पे आर्ग्यूमेंट हो जाता है. Not every time we are on the same page. Children or your husband and my mother and father, they are not on same page. So it is only when we take a pause which helps us to dissolve this kind of a conflict which is happening in our life. And what happens, because why it is helping there, कैसे होता है ये सब, आप सोचेंगे कि कॉन्फ्लिक्ट रेजोल्यूशन कैसे होता है. तो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट रेजोल्यूशन कैसे होता है, क्योंकि आपका जो माइंड है वो काम रहता है. You are not thinking from your ego point. You are very calm here. So because you are calm, you are able to resolve the conflict. No, it enables them to find a collaborative solution. कि चलो मिलके निकालते हैं solution. आप उनको भी सिखा रहे हैं बच्चों को. Because of your this behavior, you are able to teach the children problem solving skills, right? So it is very, very important to understand this, that you are taking a pause. I'm telling this because taking a pause is very, very important. You are able to model your behavior in front of the children. They will become people who will have strategies, they will have tools how to live a very effective life, because you are showing him or her like that. The next very important benefit of this is that you are able to have improved decision making. मुझे तो समझ में नहीं आ रहा मैं क्या करूं, मम्मी आई डोंट नो व्हाट टू डू. बच्चों को डिसीजन मेकिंग में बहुत मुश्किल होती है क्योंकि हम उनके ऊपर ट्रस्ट नहीं करते. जैसे उन्होंने कोई डिसीजन लिया हम उसमें एक गलती निकाल देते हैं. दिस इज नॉट राइट, यू वुड हैव डन लाइक दिस, इट वुड हैव बीन बेटर, व्हाई डिड यू डू लाइक दिस. इतनी उनमें हम गलतियां निकालते हैं, इतनी बार उनको टोका जाता है कि इसलिए वो लोग डिसीजन मेकिंग भूल जाते हैं. बट इफ यू आर अ पेरेंट हु इज टेकिंग अ पॉज, you are able to make your child a good decision maker. Pause gives parents to the space to make more thoughtful and informed decisions. आप थोड़ा सा उसके बारे में सोचते हैं फिर कोई decision लेते हैं. It allows them to consider different opinions, different options. आप उसका pros and cons सब सोचते हैं and then you choose the right course of action for your child. So you are taking the right decision for the child and you are in turn teaching the child to become a good decision maker. So taking a pause becomes very, very important here. So Preeti is asking, what is the right age to allow kids to take decisions? Very good question, Preeti. But understanding this, that अभी आप छोटा बच्चा है, आपका 3, 4, 3.5 साल, who has just started to go to the school, you will not ask the child to कि घर में कौन सा कलर होना चाहिए या क्या होना चाहिए. No, the decision which they have to take has to be age appropriate. Very important here. तो वो वाले बच्चे से आप सिर्फ ये पूछ सकते हैं कि भाई ये 2 choices है, आपको ये खाना है कि ये खाना है. So they can give the response and they will say कि हाँ, that is how they have decided. तो हाँ हाँ आपके उस हिसाब से ही चल रहे हैं. They will feel that it is my will that has been respected. As they grow up, you are going out in a restaurant, वहां पे आप उनसे पूछ सकते हैं. As they little grow up, become a teenagers, then you can have a little more bigger decisions to make in their life, right? So slowly, the decision making is age appropriate. What is the decision they have to make according to their age? That will be very, very helpful, right? So that is what one of the teachers, Tikna Han, as saying, a very beautiful quote he is saying here. He says, the most precious gift we can offer others is our presence. When mindfulness embraces those we love, they will bloom like flowers. So that is what happens with our children. So when we are giving our presence, that is the best gift. Gift का मतलब ही present होता है. Present का मतलब जो आज है, अभी है, present है. That is the biggest gift we can give to our child, which is our presence. जब आप अपने बच्चे के साथ बैठ रहे. So I am giving you a few questions here for self reflection. अभी हमने बहुत बातें कर ली ना, 20 मिनट तक हम लोग बात कर रहे थे. तो अभी आप थोड़ा सा self reflect करिए कि what are some common triggers or challenges that you face as a parent that make it difficult to pause and respond mindfully. आपका क्या challenge हो सकता है जो आप so you can just write in your chat box, what is that one challenge probably you are facing that you're not able to respond mindfully, or you are not able to take that small pause also. What is that? I'm just waiting for a minute and you can just put it in the chat box if you have any trigger or any challenge that you face as a parent. Yes, please. Just self-reflect. What is there's a time problem. Probably you are caught up in your work, something which you are not able to overcome and not able to take a pause. You are not supported at home. So there are different challenges. There are some common triggers also, because you always remember the past. जैसे कुछ सामने वाली बात होती है, आपको पुराना याद आ जाता है. And that is also a challenge. Then you are not able to respond mindfully because you remember the past suddenly. So that is very important to understand here. Yes. Another question would be to understand that what are some moments in your daily routine where you can pause and create space for mindfulness and presence with your child. So once you have taken, not taking bath, okay. So what are some moments in your daily routine where you can take pause and create space for mindfulness and presence with your child? Every day routine में आप कहाँ pause बना सकते हैं अपने बच्चों के साथ? We will discuss this also. Yes, not studying, the children are not studying, okay. ये आपके कॉमन ट्रिगर्स हैं जो प्रीति लिख रही हैं कि कॉमन ट्रिगर्स हैं कुछ जो आपके बच्चे नहीं पढ़ते हैं जब, या नहाना नहीं पसंद करते हैं, कभी स्कूल नहीं जाना है बोलते हैं, तो ये आपका ट्रिगर हो जाता है। उस समय आप पॉज करेंगे, माइंडफुली रिस्पॉन्ड करेंगे कि उनको गुस्सा करके बोलेंगे जाओ जाओ करो करो, है ना। तो ये कॉमन ट्रिगर्स है हमारे, पर वो भी एक हमारे रह सकते हैं मोमेंट्स जब हम माइंडफुली अपने आप को रिस्पॉन्सिबली उनको जवाब दे रहे हैं। तो ये बात में हम आगे भी चलेंगे। Okay, the next question will be, reflect on your communication style with your child. Do you actively listen and validate their feelings and experiences, or do you find yourself rushing to offer solution or judgments? This is very, very important actually. Just take a moment to reflect on this question. That do you actively listen and validate their feelings and experiences, और आप ही जजमेंट ले लेते हैं फटाफट, मेरे को ये कपड़े पहनने, सिंपल एज दैट, कि मुझे अभी ये पहने, नहीं नहीं ये बिल्कुल अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है, ये नहीं पहन सकते आज तुम। तो just tell me on that also. Just take a moment here and just see how you are reflect on your communication style with your child. Yes, Chetali, we have to be very, very patient with our children. That is very, very important. That itself is taking pause, because when your patience means that you are taking a pause. I am taking a pause with all of you now. Very, very important that I am taking a small pause with all of you so that you can self-reflect. Without taking a pause, we cannot self-reflect. And without self-reflection, we cannot take a decision. We cannot live a very fulfilled life. So let us continue on that. Any more answers for this? Yes. Bhakti is saying, I always listen, but my kid is a bad listener and he does not listen. Bhakti, your child is not a bad listener at all. We have to be present with them, and they will not listen only with their ears. Understand that. The listening is not only through the ears, it is through their body language and everything. And when we are speaking also is not only when we are speaking. The communication is not only through our voice. Our body language also has that skill to communicate. My eyes can communicate. Even my small nod can communicate. My behavior, my body language, everything can communicate. So just understand that it is not about communication only through your voice or your speech. How is your body reacting? आपने बच्चे ने कुछ बोला और आपने मुंह बना लिया. That itself is a communication to the children. So understand that everything that you are doing is a communication. Yes, right, Preeti. So let us move forward to understand a few more aspects of taking a pause. So what are the strategies for finding moments to pause by parents amidst daily responsibilities? रोज दिन भर की रूटीन में हम कैसे pause लें? I am sharing a few examples here to help you understand on that. So delegate and share responsibilities. When we are able to delegate and share our responsibilities, then we are able to have in daily life, daily routine, we can create pauses. आप बच्चों के साथ मिलके कुछ काम कर रहे हैं, जैसे कोविड के टाइम पे आप लोगों ने किया था, वो अभी तभी कोविड तक मत रखिए ना, तभी आपने बच्चों से बोलते थे कि नो, देयर इज नो हेल्प, सो प्लीज हेल्प मी, तो अभी भी वो अभी भी कंटिन्यू रख सकते हैं. And they can be responsible for one thing, that laying the table is your responsibility, period. So come what may, they have to do it. Sharing parenting responsibilities with your partner also, not only with children, your partner also. Involve older children and give age appropriate tasks. अब छोटे बच्चे से आप बड़े काम कराएंगे तो फिर वो नहीं करेगा. Age appropriately you have to give their tasks. So it is important that you delegate and share responsibility so that you also get a little free time. And then you can have mindful pauses for yourself. Because parenting with a pause is not only about the child. It is with yourself, how you are behaving with your own self. आप अपने साथ जैसा बिहेव करेंगी, अपने बच्चों के साथ वैसा ही बिहेव करने वाले. It is so important to understand that what is happening in your mind is what you speak to your child. तो पहले आप अपने आप से ही गुस्सा है, उसके बाद आप गुस्सा जो है वो बच्चों पे निकाल रहे हैं. एंड टेक्नोलॉजी बाउंड्रीज, तो ये तो बहुत ऐसा टॉपिक है जो हर बार हर प्लेटफॉर्म पे करा जाता है, बिकॉज दिस इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ये आप कैसे बच्चों को ये बाउंड्रीज बना रहे हैं कि, और लिसनिंग के अंदर तो ये चीज बहुत बड़ी आ जाती है, बिकॉज वी आर ऑन दिस मोबाइल और बच्चे बोल रहे हैं कि मम्मी तो मोबाइल पे और हमारी बात ही नहीं सुन रही है. थोड़े दिनों के बाद फिर वो उल्टा हो जाता है कि बच्चे मोबाइल पे और आपकी बात नहीं सुन रहे हैं. So we have to have some technology boundaries, right? So which is like, अगर डाइनिंग टेबल पे खाना खा रहे हैं तो there will be no phone. आपका भी नहीं रहेगा और उनका भी नहीं रहेगा, या इस टाइम के बाद नहीं होगा, या create specific times when you disconnect from the devices, or you have some technology free games with your children. पुराने वाले board games तो सब लोग भूल गए, तो bring them back. This break from screen actually creates opportunities for mindful pauses. And you start to build meaningful connections with your children. So very, very important that you have some technology boundaries in your house. And then very important next is that flexibility and adaptability. So जो discipline की बात I think चैताली ने पहले करी थी. Okay, Preeti is saying the children don't like boundaries, but that is what we have to create. I'm not saying one thing which I always tell everybody is that when we create boundaries, we should always have doors and windows in that boundaries. This is my take on boundaries, because everybody is nowadays talking about creating boundaries. But I always profess that you have to have small windows and doors so that you are able to open whenever you want. Because if you're only in boundaries, then you will be very alone, and that is the very starting point of being in depression, right? So boundary जो यहाँ पे है उनको ये समझाना पड़ेगा कि this is for your good. So how you communicate to them, that is important here. If your voice is like a authority, मैं ये कह रही हूँ कि यहाँ पे फोन नहीं आएगा, 6 बजे के बाद आप टीवी देख सकते हो, उससे पहले टीवी नहीं देखा जाएगा. If you are saying it like this, then okay, you are authority. They will not listen to authority. So it is important that how you are communicating. So we are to be very flexible and adaptable. It is very, very important. So parenting dynamic is absolutely changing nowadays, and you have to embrace that. So you have to embrace being little flexible, being little adaptable. So when Darwin says it is the fittest, no, survival of the fittest. No, it is not survival of the fittest. It is a survival of the most adaptive. So if you are adaptive to everything, then you will be able to find pause. And by finding those pauses, you will be able to resolve the circumstances by being little flexible. Because it is, after all, we are humans. We are absolutely humans. And we cannot be dictating people around us because they are younger to us. They are also humans. They are little humans. And they also need to be respected. So that is why we need to be little flexible. आप जल्दी जल्दी काम कर सकते हैं क्योंकि आप बड़े हैं शायद. वो छोटे हैं अभी, आप उनसे एक्सपेक्ट नहीं कर सकते कि वो उसी पेस पे खाना खत्म कर दें, उसी पेस पे अपनी पढ़ाई खत्म कर दें। हमने तो ऐसा किया था, आप नहीं कर रहे हो। So this is very, very important that we have to be adaptive. Yeah. So very, very important point here that you need to be flexible and adaptive. Now, the next point, very important, which is coming up is that you have understood that children in daily life, in daily routine, how we can take a pause. अगर आप लोगों को कोई एग्जाम्पल अपने पास से समझ में आ रहा है तो यू कैन राइट इन द चैट बॉक्स, एंड इफ यू आर फाइंडिंग दिस लिटिल वैल्यूएबल, प्लीज राइट सम वीज, put some V in the chat box. If you're finding the whole program little valuable, put some V in the chat box. Yes, please. A little V's. So ways of incorporating pauses by parents during challenging situations. कि हर दिन सेम नहीं होता है. Sometimes probably you're not feeling well. आपको आसपास कोई नहीं चाहिए. You want some me time. You want to be alone yourself because you're not feeling well. Or there is some exigency. Probably there is somebody who is probably the grandparents itself जो घर में हमारे साथ रह रहे हैं वो बीमार है सडन. कुछ भी चैलेंजिंग टाइम्स हो सकते हैं. बच्चा ही बीमार हो चुका है शायद. So there are few challenging times in which we need to take this tool of pause in our hand. It is going to be the most important tool when you have challenging times, right? So first thing to do is to just breathe. Just taking this deep breath. Being a mindfulness and meditation trainer, I can really profess that just coming back to your breath is the most important thing which you can do in any challenging situation, anywhere. घर में, बाहर, कार में, किसी कहीं पे भी आप हो, anywhere you are, you can just come back to your breath, right? So taking that deep breath, breathing inside with your nostril, taking in and breathing out through your mouth. When you do this, immediately your whole system relaxes. And as your system relaxes, that challenging situation may not bother you as much as it is doing before. For example, आपको फोन आता है स्कूल से कि आपकी बेटी का स्कूल में एक्सीडेंट हो गया है, राइट? शी हैज गॉट हर्ट, वो गिर गई है, और आप भागते हैं स्कूल. आप स्कूल भागते हैं, वहां देखते हैं कि आपकी बेटी वहां पे ऑफिस में है, प्रिंसिपल के ऑफिस में, और उसके हाथ से खून निकल रहा है. वो लोग पट्टी बांधने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं लेकिन वो बहुत जोर जोर से रो रही है. अब आपका उस समय क्या रिएक्शन होगा? एनीबडी कैन राइट इन द बॉक्स, चैट बॉक्स. आपका क्या रिएक्शन होगा उस समय? Very quickly you can write. If you are seeing your child crying with blood oozing out from their hand as you reach the school, what is your reaction to this situation? You can put it in the chat box. What is your reaction to this situation? Yes, Bhakti says you will try to calm her down. Okay. Anybody else would like to share what they are going to do? Okay. Everybody saying it will be okay. It will be just calm down. Just calm down. यही बात है. हम उसको ही कह रहे हैं, बच्चे को ही कह रहे हैं. बच्चा तो हमें देख रहा है ना, तो पहले हमें दिखाना है जो हम उसको कहना चाहते हैं. That is the important thing. Your pause, your mindfulness is this, that you are able to now be calm. अगर बच्चा देख रहा है कि आप आते ही प्रिंसिपल के ऊपर चढ़ गए या टीचर के ऊपर बोल दिया, क्यों आपने मेरे बच्चे का ध्यान नहीं दिया, ये क्या तरीका है, and you are angry and you are restless and you are anxious and you are in tension, तो बच्चा तो और टेंशन में आ जाए. और आप उसको कह रहे बेटा तू चुप रहे, मैं देख लूंगी, आई विल सी, आई विल सी, आप उसको कह रहे हो नो हो, ठीक हो जाएगा, ठीक हो जाएगा, लेकिन आप जो है गुस्से में है, एंग्शियस है, बहुत स्ट्रेस में. दैट इज नॉट द सोल्यूशन देयर. Solution is that you reach there, take a deep breath. बच्चे को भी आप बोल रहे हैं बेटा जोर से एक बार सांस लो, बच्चा एकदम से चुप हो जाता है because he has to take that breath. And you are also showing that you are very calm. You can just hold the hand and be calm. And immediately the child stops crying and वो शांत हो जाए. So बोलने से ज्यादा आप जो बिहेव करेंगे वो वहां पे ज्यादा इम्पैक्टफुल होगा. इट विल बी मोर इम्पैक्टफुल हाउ यू आर बिहेविंग, योर बिहेवियर, योर बॉडी लैंग्वेज, राइट. So the next thing which can also be done in challenging situation is journaling or writing. आपका दिन सारा दिन बहुत स्ट्रेसफुल था, बहुत आपने स्ट्रेस लिया, अभी आपको वेंट आउट करने के लिए कोई नहीं मिला तो आपने आके बच्चों के ऊपर निकाल दिया. थैंक यू प्रीति. So when you are doing this, what are you doing? You are using your children as your punching bags. They are not your punching bags. As they will grow up, they will take you as punching bags. वो लोग बाहर झगड़ा करके आएंगे, आपके ऊपर निकालेंगे. So don't do this. Journal instead. Write down your emotions. Write down whatever you would have felt in some situations where probably you were happy, sad, whatever it was. So journaling and writing is very therapeutic. So please write down. Write down what you are feeling. When your children are seeing this, they will also do that. Writing gratitude journal is the biggest thing we can do. क्योंकि कितनी भी प्रॉब्लम आई हो, कुछ तो ऐसा अच्छा हुआ होगा हमारे दिन में जिसकी वजह से हमारा दिन अच्छा गया. So it is important to write that gratitude also. You can have little gratitude for whatever good has happened in the whole day. Yeah? Can I get some thumbs up on this? And then we come to the affirmations. Yes, using affirmations or some mantra, some chanting is also very useful to take that very strategic pause. We are talking about very radical and strategic pauses which we have to take in our very, very challenging situations. It is not the daily situations we are talking about. Yes, breathing exercise daily if you are able to do, amazing. Gratitude journaling, please start, amazing. And using affirmations on a daily basis, beautiful. I will share a few affirmations with you now. You can note down those affirmations if you want, and those are really, really wonderful if you're able to use them with your children. So as simple as that, very, very simple one. I am capable of handling this situation with love and patience. Somebody has told patience is very important. Yes. Yeah, Bhakti, thank you for your thumbs up. So it is important that you are able to handle this situation. So I'm just saying in my mind, in that affirmation, I am capable of handling this situation with love and patience. The gift I'm giving my children is my full attention. That is the biggest thing, the gift you can give, your full attention to your children. That can be your affirmations. So affirmations are which you believe, which you are able to do. It is not in air कि आपने बस बोल दिया और हो गया, नहीं. You have to take action on all this, right? And to believe that my children are not me. They are their own separate and beautiful things, right? So we have to understand that. They are not your shadow. They are not you. They are different from you. They have their own individual personalities. I am here in the present moment with kindness and curiosity. So be curious to know that what is happening in your child's heart, what is happening in your child's mind. So be present in the moment. Believe that this moment will not last forever. तुम हमेशा ऐसा करते हो, नहीं, ऐसा हमेशा नहीं है. ये जो अभी का मोमेंट है वो तो निकल जाएगा. So just take that pause, very, very strategic pause. Also believe that your child is your teacher. My child is the perfect teacher for me, and I'm learning so much. When you have that heart, you are creating a beautiful bond with your child. Affirm, my children are strong, they're safe and supported. Affirm, I let my children learn and grow in their own pace. Affirm, I am peaceful, I am tranquil. Nothing can disturb my peace of mind. So if you're using such beautiful affirmations, I'm sure you will be able to really benefit out of taking this small pause. Yeah. So we have a minute or two for some questions. If you have, we can answer now. Before I share a beautiful poem, this is a poem which I have written as a parent, so that we are able to give this gift of presence to our children, and we are able to bring about that beautiful bond with our children. A very strategic small pause I'm taking for allowing all of you to write down anything if you have to in the chat box before I share a very beautiful poem. So the poem goes like this. I'm not perfect, my child. I have my weaknesses. I'm not perfect, my child. I have my weaknesses. I may not be always good. I may seem broken sometimes. I may get disheartened. Another time, I may be childlike. Don't keep me on the pedestal. Don't judge me. Don't compare me with other parents. Don't follow me blindly. Let us together build our present. Let us together build our present. Together we shall heal our wounds. Together we shall grow. Let us together build our present. Together we shall heal our wounds. Together we shall grow, and together we shall celebrate life. So this is a very heartful poem which we can tell to our children. We can really have that kind of a bond with our children, that we celebrate life together. And that will happen only when we take those small, small pauses in our life, when we are doing our parenting with a pause. So I once again thank all of you here present who were given their time and they were here to listen to this talk that we were having here. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, you can put it down. Even if I'm not answering now, I can go back and again answer when we share it on the Facebook profile of Deep Parenting. It was a wonderful journey here till now, and I'm sure we are also going to have beautiful more programs. Just now at 6 o'clock also, we are going to have another storytelling program here. 7 o'clock, we have program for the teachers. And Sunday, you know, we have Fun to Sunday, the fun program on Sunday, which is for the whole family. So wonderful having all of you here. Thank you so much. And God bless you. Take care of yourself and start to cultivate parenting with a pause. Thank you.